welcome to 1 Minute Wins with Dr. Dana Martin, the podcast where intentional growth meets practical leadership. One quote, one lesson, one action to help you lead yourself and others better. Let's jump in. Welcome back to 1 Minute Wins. I am Dr. Dana Martin, and this is the place where we explore small, deliberate action that can ultimately lead to meaningful growth. Episode 24, Intentional Change. Today's topic kind of hits home for every leader, parent, spouse, partner, pretty much every human who's ever said, I wish things were different. Jim Rohn once said, your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Think about that for a sec, man. The single sentence is leadership truth. You can't drift into improvement. You must decide the way to improvement. Change doesn't happen when we wish for it or hope for it. Oh, don't get John Maxwell on hope. It happens when we work for it. Intentionally, daily, consistently. And here's the hard swallow, right? It's waiting for life to get better doesn't work. I'm going to say that again for myself. If you want to listen, please. Waiting for life to get better doesn't work. If you're hoping things will just settle down or that opportunities will line up, you might be waiting forever. Change is never convenient, and it's rarely comfortable, but it is always necessary for growth. Leadership, and I mean real leadership, means refusing to be a victim of your circumstance. You cannot control everything, but you can control how you respond and what you decide to do next. Intentional change starts with ownership. You own your growth. You own your direction. You own your future. I once worked with a leader who was brilliant but very frustrated. He'd been in the same role for almost a decade, and he kept saying things just aren't improving. And I asked him, what have you changed in the last, say, 12 months? What are you doing differently? And he paused for a second and he smiled. Touché. In that moment, it sparked transformation. He realized that things were never going to change if he wasn't going to be intentional about change. And so he began intentionally scheduling one personal development hour each week. Straight away, 1 hour. And he read new leadership books, material. He reached out to mentors. He spoke with me. We were peers, but he spoke with me. And he started delegating instead of micromanaging. And that's extremely important topic for another time. But within a year, not only had his team culture improved, of course, he was promoted. And the difference, it wasn't luck or opportunity. I mean, certainly timing is important, but it was his intentionality that made the difference. And according to 2023 McKinsey report, over 70% of change initiatives fail, personally and organizationally. Why? Because they're reactive instead of proactive. They happen to people instead of through people. Oh, Dana, you're trying to get us to talk about connection again? Stick a pin in that for another time, but yes. Because sustainable change doesn't start with systems. It starts with a mindset. And the question isn't what's happening around me. It's what will I do differently because of it? John Maxwell once said, change is inevitable, growth is optional. And that's a powerful reminder that change will happen whether you're ready or not. The world shifts, people evolve, circumstances change. And you can't always choose the change, but you can choose the response. And intentional leaders lean into discomfort and ask the question, what am I supposed to learn here? What can I improve? And what happens after this? Resilience. This is how resilience is built. Let's look at nature. Every living thing adapts or it fades. Trees grow around the obstacles. Rivers carve new paths whenever it's blocked. As humans, we often resist that same process because it's uncomfortable. But every challenge is an opportunity disguised as a disruption. The greatest transformations come from moments when we can say, I refuse to stay the same. Well, let's make this practical, Dana. How do I do it? Well, usually it's 3, but today it's 4. 4 steps to create intentional change in your life. Number 1, identify the area. Where are you stuck? And be honest with yourself, right? This is a conversation you're having with you. Be honest. Name it. Because once you can name it and you identify it, that clarity creates power. Number 2, define the why. If your why isn't strong enough, then your effort won't last. You will get tired. Number 3, start small. We all know big change starts with a single daily habit. Focus on one shift at a time. Number 4, track and celebrate that progress. Don't wait for the finish line to acknowledge growth, because each step forward counts. That's the growth journey. So what are the 4 steps? Identify the area. Define your why. Start small and track and celebrate progress. Real change doesn't come from those radical moves. It comes from consistent ones. So let me ask you, what's one area of your life or leadership that needs improvement right now? Don't overthink it. You probably already know the answer. The question is, will you act on it? Choose one small intentional change you can make today. It could be waking up 15 minutes earlier, setting boundaries on your time, or finally scheduling some feedback conversation. But commit to one small immediate shift and do it before the day ends. Change doesn't just happen, it's designed. And leaders who grow intentionally design their routines, their mindsets, and their direction. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. That's what intentional change looks like. So remember this: waiting for change keeps you stuck. Creating change moves you forward. Transformation, it doesn't start tomorrow. It starts with the choice you make right now. You've been listening to 1 Minute Wins with Dr. Dana Martin. For more leadership tools, visit dmilm.com or grab your copy of 1 Minute Wins. Take control of your growth journey 1 minute at a time at Amazon. And always remember, be the example.